Let's shift gears and talk about all things AI in the broader macro tech market. Whose job in your problem space does generative AI software replace? And what should these employees do next with their domain knowledge?
Yeah, it's really compliance consultants and compliance specialists. These are all over the field, um, doing anything from what's more or less like data entry, these really the low-hanging fruit that we're going after initially, to all the way to giving advice on upcoming regulation coming out and how you should adjust your compliance program to fit that. Uh, we're primarily replacing the tedious tasks right now, but we think, the advice portion of this is really valuable to customers. Compliance firms offer it at a premium on how to adjust your program going forward, sort of like a fractional CCO, Chief Compliance Officer. And that's something we're not quite there yet. I don't even know if the current wave of Gen AI is going to be able to replace that functionality. So that's definitely where a lot of them will end up.
That was really well thought out, but it does sound like there is an element where a job would be going away with this technology. It's a sensitive topic, but kind of want to address it head on.
Yeah, I'd say the more the data entry side of things is certainly going to evaporate. In the same way, people working on looms has evaporated. You replace that with engineering, machinery. Um, the result is that those people, their time is freed up to focus on these things that require you to think more and that are higher level. And as a result, they're a lot more valuable too. And so we think what we've also seen with some customers, they'll even use Hadrius to augment their workflows and be able to work on their compliance tasks faster and work on more valuable compliance tasks. So there's always ways you can be more compliant. There's always more things you can catch, and that frees up a lot of their time to focus on those.
Awesome. What surprised you the most about LLMs?
Yeah, it's been really crazy to see just how widely applicable and pervasive the software has become. We were, I mean, just a few months ago, I remember being in like an ice cream shop, getting a cup, and some people were sitting there, what sounded like product managers at some company, talking about how they were using Chat GPT to clean lists of customer data. And it's even in these indirect use cases, people are finding ways to use it just like a permanent intern they have access to. It's just been really interesting to see.
Love it. What's the most creative use of LLMs you've seen? Something you never thought would be disrupted by AI, or you didn't think would be disrupted so soon by AI?
Yeah, I'd say it's been interesting to see how the goalposts have really shifted on what AGI, what really smart AI looks like. I think a lot of everything from, like I mentioned, it's like having a smart intern with you. Um, now you have software that is as capable as of an employee as an intern, who doesn't have necessarily experience, but they're very perseverant. And that has been interesting to see how that shows up almost everywhere. From in our line of work, it's been people previously reviewing thousands of emails and marketing. And this is something that requires a lot of human context. You have to understand a conversation over email or a piece of marketing and what it's intending to convey and sell. And you need humans to do that up until just a few months ago, where now you can have a machine do a lot of that process and free up that time that was previously spent on these really context and conversationally dependent things. Um, that's been big.
Love it. Do you feel the generative AI space is getting crowded?
Yeah, I would say I think this is just how it goes with any of these new innovations. I mean, it's the same thing with crypto and even as far back as like when motor vehicles were becoming a thing, like plenty of firms popped up to make cars. And I think it's a good thing in some ways. I think a lot of these firms are going to end up dying. Um, there's a lot of use cases that are just not going to stick, but it seems like the fastest way to figure out how to use this new technology is just to have smart, innovative people taking risks and trying things and just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what works.
Yeah. What are your impressions of GPT-4, Bard, or Claude? Is there a clear winner?
Yeah, for us it's been OpenAI. And it's been kind of interesting. We were trying out GPT-4 for a little bit, but it's not as effective as 3.5 actually for the use cases we're doing. And I know there's been, conversation about, is that a more general rule that are some of these models getting worse over time? Is the more tweaks they make, the more they trying to adjust it for all use cases. For us, it's been OpenAI has been really killing it. They have great product velocity, putting out new features all the time. And it seems like if they can keep it up, then they seem like they could be a big winner here.